Hai, selamat datang di channel aku. Apa kabar teman-teman semuanya? Nah, di video kali ini aku mau kenalin ke kalian teman aku dari Germany. He's David.
Hello everyone.
Dia lagi ke Bali for holiday, right?
Yeah.
How long you have been here in Indonesia?
I've been here in Indonesia for 4 weeks now. So from the 14th of November until the 14th of December. So tomorrow I leave. So it's my last day here in Indonesia. I experienced a lot of differences, a lot of interesting things, a lot of facts, and yeah.
So jadi dia di Indonesia itu sudah 4 minggu di Indonesia, dan habis ini dia mau ke Philippines. Di Philippines, how long you will in the Philippines?
About 6 weeks I will be in the Philippines. So
dia di Philippines bakal 6 minggu, dan you will explore by yourself.
Yeah,
travel.
I explore by myself, and by bus, by train, by plane, by hitchhiking, by car, by motorbike, by truck, by food, by bike, by everything. By boat.
Nah, jadi dia adalah worker. You're a worker.
Yeah, I also work.
Can you tell us about what the first things in your mind that okay, I will go out, I will travel, and sometimes what makes you will going out to travel alone?
Okay, for me the big motivation was that I want to stretch my comfort zone, because normally people stay very long in their comfort zone, what they know, what they are comfortable with, and at home, or like where they feel comfortable, but there's nothing new, and you can't grow in your mind, you can't grow in your personality if you always do what you already did. So you have to experience new things, and for me, I always am looking for new challenges, because I know when I do something for the first time, and then after that I'm not afraid of doing it. I know how to do it. And for me, I have never traveled alone for a long time, just for a short time. So for me it was interesting to go out for Asia, for a total different continent, with total different culture, with everything total different, and I have no idea what I expected. I've never googled anything before, anything, so I just want to go, and I knew, okay, this is really outside my comfort zone, and in this moment my comfort zone expand also.
What makes us, every human have something afraid about their plan.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. Okay, there's always a worst case, and you have to think about the worst case. For me, it's, for example, what is if I totally run out of money or whatever? Okay, the worst case is that I have to find a cheap ticket back. Okay, that's the worst case.
That's
so
great.
You have to think about the worst case, and you make a plan for the worst case, so you're not longer afraid of the worst case. And then you go and do it. And what you will find out, in 99%, the worst case does not happen. So the worst case is just something your mind made up because you want to stay in your comfort zone. But the more often you go out of your comfort zone, you will experience, outside the comfort zone is also very, very interesting, there is nothing to be afraid of. There are new adventures waiting out there for me. Every time you experience this, it's easier for you to leave your comfort zone. And after a while, at the beginning, if you're like always living in the same town, always doing the same things and never changed anything, then it's hard for you to go out from your comfort zone. But if you do it more and more and more, after a few months or maybe a few years, it will be super easy. And for me, at the moment, it's very easy to go outside my comfort zone, because I have done it already like once a week. I go outside my comfort zone, sometimes once a day. I do something totally different. I drive with a minibus through Indonesia by myself, something like this. That is really outside my comfort zone. It's really new for me and really challenging. But if you do this challenging, you also get more self-esteem, because you realize, I'm able to do things I've never expected that I'm able to. And you learn a lot about yourself and about your strengths and what you can do and what you are able to do, and then you lose your fear more and more, and you believe in yourself and you believe in your strengths. And that's what happens if you leave your comfort zone as often as you can.
Actually, I'm 12. That's my first solo traveling from Malang to Bali. How about you?
It's there's a big difference between a holiday or a real travel. For me, a holiday is maybe something you do with your family. Your family takes you with them. They care for you. They do organize everything. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So this is not a real travel. For me, the real travel starts when you organize everything by yourself and you have to go around. Like you really just do what you plan or do or organize or whatever. And so my first holiday with my family was very, very early, but it was pretty simple, something inside Europe, just with the car going somewhere. So it's not really leaving my comfort zone. I was a baby or a child, so I don't care about that. What was really interesting was when I started by myself and just like, okay, I book the ticket. That's what I do. I normally just book tickets. I book nothing else. Just flight tickets or just train tickets and nothing else. Everything else you can do when you're in the location.
If you book a ticket, you will book one way or will be returned?
Normally I prefer to book one way. It's just when I knew that I have to be back for work or for anything or for whatever, a marriage or whatever it is. Or I knew I'm going to travel with a friend and she or he has just 2 weeks time and I know, okay, I will be back also in 2 weeks, then I book a way back ticket also because it's cheaper. If you book it up front like 3 or 2 months before, it's cheaper. But if you really want to, the best thing you can do is to book a ticket. For example, if you want to go to Rome, you book a ticket from Rome, but the way back is from another city. So maybe from Vienna in Austria. So you have to move. In this time you have to move. You can't stay all the time in Rome and stay in your boring hotel, do your boring stuff. No, you have to move. You have to go from one to another place. So that's also a good thing. I did in Israel, for example. I booked to Tel Aviv, but the way back was from a total other, from Eilat. It was in the south of.
So you will back to
Israel,
to Germany by every country, not direct to Germany.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. But what I mean is, if you book a flight to let's say Indonesia, if you book a flight to Surabaya, then you should book the flight back not from Surabaya, but maybe from Jakarta. So you have to go from Surabaya to Jakarta somehow with a bus or with hitchhiking or with anything. So we have to move. And on the way, the funny or interesting things mostly happen on the way. It's if you stay all the time in the same place, in the same hostel or same hotel, this will be very boring normally.
Yeah. Any tips for my viewers? How to get cheaper ticket than as usual?
Yeah, there are a lot of tips. Normally, if you just book the flight, you have to book it. The good thing is if you book from big airport to a big airport. So if you're going from a small airport, like I don't know, Surabaya, for example, it's harder to get a cheap ticket like from Singapore or from Jakarta, and it's easier if you book from Surabaya to Singapore, and from Singapore you book somewhere else. So you book 2 tickets, not like, oh, I want to go from Surabaya to some small city in Germany. No, you book from Singapore to a big city maybe in Germany, and then you book 2 cheap flights to Singapore, and from Singapore or from where you land to the city you want to go. This is one tip. Another tip is normally don't fly on weekends, because weekends normally more expensive. So yeah, watch out, because if you have like 2 weeks, You can start on Tuesday and you can arrive on Tuesday again. No one cares. You don't have to start on Sunday and arrive on Sunday again. Makes no sense.
Nah, itu tipsnya dari teman-teman. Jadi kalau mau booking tiket murah itu jangan di hari weekend, karena weekend tuh pasti mahal banget. Mending mulainya tuh pas weekday ya, hari biasa itu pasti lebih murah gitu.
But when I was in Jakarta, I just take a walk for 6 or 7 hours, and I just walked around in Jakarta, but not in the tourist areas. I walked around in the city, or in the part of the city where there's no tourists.
Are you enjoy during your time in Jakarta?
Yeah, I enjoyed, and that's interesting because most people are like, Jakarta, yeah, it's a big city with smog and with traffic and everything
everywhere.
And they are all just complaining about it. But you have also some very interesting parts of Jakarta, and if you go by walk, you don't care about the traffic. So, for example, and if you just walk there, and I walked there at Saturday evening, the kids were playing in the street, and I was just joining them, and we have so much fun, and they laughed a lot, and like, hello mister, everywhere. Everyone was so friendly and was so nice to me, and this overwhelmed me because it was my first time in the country, and I was totally surprised how happy they are, how even if they have nothing, like really living really poor or cheap or whatever, but they have a lot of love to give and a lot of friendly, they were very, very friendly, and we listened to the music they play on the street, or we talked to the people on the street, we tried the street food, and this was more interesting for me, talking to the people and interacting with them, than visiting any temple or sightseeing stuff for tourists. So I prefer to interact with the people than watching
people, right?
Yeah, than watching some monuments or something, or make some photos for some Instagram or whatever.
Nah, jadi si David ini dia lebih senang untuk berinteraksi sama orang-orang lokal daripada dia harus datang ke tempat turis ya. You don't like about going to tourist
the tourist place. I mean, in the tourist place you have the tourist bars, you have the tourist restaurants, you have the tourist itself. That's the same like in Europe, it's the same like in Australia or in America. I don't have to go to Indonesia to eat pizza. When I want to eat pizza, I go to Italy.
That's right.
And I don't understand people who it's the same like when you go to Germany and ask, oh, where can I eat Indonesian food here? No, if you go to Germany, you want to experience the German food, the German people, the German mind, the German way of living, and you can experience the way of living if you stay with the locals. And if you don't want to couch surf, if you're like, oh, I'm afraid about couch surfing, then book an Airbnb shared flat. So you have your own room, and it's cheap, and you can stay with the locals also. And you don't have to stay in a hotel totally alone, what's very boring, or you don't have to stay in a hostel with other foreigners who have no idea of Germany. No, you can stay with a local. That's the most interesting you can do.
Nah gitu, jadi teman-teman ceritanya dia setelah keliling ke Indonesia selama 4 minggu ini. What will you say to my viewers
about
Indonesia so far?
Okay,
about your journey in Indonesia.
Yeah, I was really surprised about a lot of things, and I'm happily surprised. So, and what I wish is that in some areas you are very, very strict. For example, you're very, very strict about alcohol, about drugs, and I wish you would be the same strict about plastic and waste and all this, because on the one hand it's about the own body and we will protect it from every danger, but on the other hand we also have to protect our nature. So sometimes if you take a plastic bag or whatever, or you have the choice if you take one or not, just skip it, like, oh no, maybe we should not produce so much waste, because this is something we have to change in our mind, because it starts in our mind. It's not about getting away with the plastic, no, it's about not using it anymore and trying to avoid it, and then your beautiful country, and it's really a beautiful country. It can even be more beautiful because it has no waste on the beaches, it has no trash in the streets, no stinky trash somewhere in Jakarta or wherever. So this will be all reduced if you change your thinking about that. That's my message to you. So you have a very, very, very beautiful country, and it would be even more beautiful if you get this waste also away.
Itu pengalaman apa yang David dapat selama dia ada di Indonesia. Jadi kita sebagai orang Indonesia itu harusnya bangga kita bisa punya negara yang super keren dengan segala macam budaya dan segala macam hal positif yang ada di Indonesia. So kalau gitu terima kasih banyak buat kalian yang sudah nonton video ini dari awal sampai akhir. Kalau kalian suka silahkan tekan thumbs up, atau kalau kalian mau ngasih pendapat kalian bisa tulis di kolom komentar. Kalau gitu sampai di sini video kali ini, kita ketemu di video yang lainnya ya. Aku Kevin Dempsey and David from Germany. Bye.
Bye.